So, welcome to Saturday, or Loading Ready Run Day, as it's called around these parts.
Lurger Day. That sort of works.
Right now, myself and Jer and Matt and Paul and Ray and Tim are here at breakfast. We meet for breakfast at about 11 o'clock in the morning at this place. It's called QV's. They serve pretty decent, very cheap breakfast, and cheap is key.
Quality value.
It is. It's value for money. And Bill and Morgan and James should be here, but they're not.
This is pretty typical.
Yeah, it's fairly typical. I mean, typically Matt and I are a little late as well, but for the last couple of weeks we've been really turning that around. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.
By couple, I mean last week
and this week.
Yes.
And by really turning it around, he means we were here at 10:58.
Hey, it's better than we were doing before.
That's legit.
Usually after here, basically at breakfast, we might talk about stuff for the site. It's really just waking up and shooting the shit and talking back and forth. And then we'll leave here and go to the office and actually talk about real stuff.
It's like just a regular revolver, just scaled up.
There. Hey,
It's the fact that he actually made the video with him saying
The other advantage to this place is that it's about 2 blocks from the moon base, which is handy because we can walk there if we don't have enough rides. But today we do, so we're going to be lazy about it.
Ramp sucks. That's 2 blocks vertically to the moon base, because this is on Earth, but I don't know, really long space blocks. It's 2 space blocks, so yeah, it's still on the moon.
We're doing a read-over of the script for Worst Day Ever, which is James's first solo writing effort. And so we're going to have a read-over and maybe tweak 1 or 2 things and then go and shoot.
Alright.
So we mentioned on a podcast that our fog machine was broken, and then someone who had come by for Desert Bus contacted me and was like, "Hey, you want mine?" So I said yes.
Nice. Well, that's way better than buying our own.
Yeah. I think I
Vaporized
think I saw a wisp coming out earlier, and it definitely smells like it's ready to go. So let's see.
Whoa! Wow, this one's way better than the other one. Already way better.
Butter.
I don't know if that's that much different, but
That's got some
usually
pressure
used
to
in such a
it.
small location.
Comes out with a lot more force.
It used a lot more force.
Oh, mother hell. Now we go shoot.
That sucks. I do suck.
Hey, somebody help. This thing weighs a lot. Third
It's
person.
small, but it's very dense.
Yeah, it's like fucking neutron star.
Yeah. So usually we try to have the videos take place in mostly one location, but today James wrote a video that takes place in 3 or 4 different locations. So I know, how dare he? So today we're starting at my place, Maya and Matt's place, doing a scene with myself and Tally. So then she can take off. And then we're going to go to Bill and Morgan's place, and then Ben's office where we shot Omnilingual last week. We're a little behind on 1 or 2 of the Desert Bus prizes. Tenson from the forums, who's awesome, drew this phenomenal poster of myself and Paul. Paul armed with a shotgun mic and me with the camera. And he did one. These are actually for the crew that he made up for us, but the one that's full size is this one, which we are all signing and mailing to the winning auction recipient. So we'll need to remember to do that. But he's awesome and sent us one of these for each of us, which is pretty cool.
The smoke machine actually set off the fire alarm, and I did warn them because I used to own a smoke machine.
I've never had that happen before.
I guess you won't have to.
I've just
They all say they never had that happen before, but I said.
The sticker went off.
No,
They should have pulled it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Should have pulled the battery out.
This is the first
Jesus
try.
Christ.
It's because my headphones are playing.
Yeah, this is the first try, and then this is where it went off.
What's Matt doing?
Okay, he's putting his keys in the fridge.
Okay, I get it.
And then he's going to turn the fridge off. So that we don't forget to turn it back on.
I get it. But I don't really understand.
He's turning the fridge off and putting his keys in it so we don't forget to turn the fridge back on, because if he tries to leave with those keys, he can't drive his car. Yeah.
This is something we learned recently, and we are now passing the knowledge on to you.
So this guy's dad works in actual movies, and he built us this, which is a skateboard wheel dolly.
Here's nice.
Which we don't use as often as we'd like because it's really heavy, but we're trying to turn that around. We used it a lot in the recent Hustle episode, which is great. And you know, James got all up himself when he was writing this video and actually wrote it in. We begin with the dolly shots. We're like, well, it's in the script, so we have to do it.
He was there, then he wasn't there. I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, Animal Farm. Yeah, I admit that sucks.
So part of every shoot, when we remember to do it, is filming a t-shirt ad, well, t-shirt or DVD ad, which Matt and Morgan are currently doing right now, making use of the balloons that we just used for the last shot that we did.
It's a piece of wood.
Apparently, I'm being forced to suck helium out of a balloon and talk in a chipmunk voice.
So, in celebratory fashion of me writing my first video, I'm going to release this balloon and hope it doesn't just pop on that tree right there. Here we go! Bye, balloon!
Of course, it would fly right into the sun.
We did an exterior of the building, and we aren't able to get into the actual building that we're going to be using for the interior of the building. So, movie magic, we're using the exterior of a different building and then cutting it together. And UVic is our go-to place for buildings. So there you go.
They have nice buildings. Usually we only try and shoot one video a day. But today, we're not only are we shooting our video for next week, but we're finishing shooting the video that's going up in 2 days, which is the last scene of Commodore Hustle, which involves Jeff and Tim, and takes place here at Yo Video. So we're here now to shoot that scene. An important part of any loading ready run day is dinner, because as you might have seen, we didn't see lunch. Because we had breakfast at QV's in the morning, and then pretty much worked all day doing shooting. We rarely make time for lunch, which we should. We often end up here, which is White Spot, which is a Canadian tradition, which is nice. Sometimes we do dinner after, mostly we do dinner after the podcast, but today we were all pretty hungry, so we're going to do the podcast afterwards. Because either that, we'd just be rushing through the podcast because we'd all be so freaking hungry. Yeah. I mean, look at this guy. He had two meals for breakfast. He's still hungry.
And I'm having 2 meals for dinner.
Are you?
Well, sort of.
And now we do the podcast after the end of a very, very long day.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
PM.
one of these days we're going to actually do the podcast like first, so we're not all tired during the podcast.
Well,
But today is not that day.
no. I
Today
mean,
is
this
not that
is hour 10 of our day,
Yeah.
which isn't bad.
Yeah, Saturdays tend to be long. This is not definitely not the worst day we've had.
No way, not at all.
hasn't even been
And it's
really a
been
hard
very
shooting day.
been very productive today too. So that's good.
We
So-
shouldn't say that because now people are going to see this video and go, "That's what they consider productive." Please.
Behind Tim can get everything. Anyway, so that is how we spend our Saturdays. Every Saturday. I hope it was as enjoyable for you to watch as it was
for us to do.
I don't want to say that because it wasn't really that enjoyable though.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
We
guess,
must enjoy it on some level.
I suppose so, yes.
Exactly.
I hope it was more enjoyable for you to watch than it was for us to do.